Now it is okay. Online students, is it audible? So function developmentation and function calling both comes in the same operations. Previously, function developmentation separate to function calling is separate. Now both comes to the same step. That is called as immediate invoking functions. And where the developmentation available, there only calling also available. So for that, we don't need to write the separate code. We don't need to develop the additional logics. Develop function definition, end of the function definition, function calling step also available. Now script opens. One calling. Actually, this is called as the function calling. This step is called as function calling. Which functions are fun one I am calling. Otherwise, my function one. The calling. If I want to call like this, before that I should define the function. But in this scenario, what's current? A function definition also comes here only. So how, sir? My fun is there, na? That my fun we are deleting, taking one bracket, one more bracket, and inside the bracket, which function you want to run it, write the function here. So testing operations. So document dot write followed by hi, I am IIF expression function. Immediate execution function expression. This is. So this is called as immediate invoking function expression or immediate executing function expression. But where is function calling, sir? This is function calling. And this is, sir, function developmentation. So I defined the function. End of the function, I'm calling that one also. Use and throw functions are this one. Instant operations. Function created, executed, and destroyed also. Previous examples all are functions stored permanently in the memory block with a reference name. Previous all examples, every function storing permanently in our memory block with a
Rupees
reference name. But here we don't have anything,
157
sir.
received on PhonePe.
So it is called as function calling. The last one. Remaining part is called as the function developmentation. I defined the function. Immediately I call the function. Simple thing. See that only I explained first one. My fun one followed by this. Brackets available here. As per my yesterday's explanations, this is the reference variable. In the reference variable, what we have, sir, your total function is available, right? Total function I'm developing here. In reference variable place, I'm developing the total function. So yesterday's to today's procedure differences. First, I defined the function. This one I given to one reference variable. And the next line, I used the reference variables like this. But now what happens, Arande? A function directly comes to here, no references. Instant developmentation, use and throw style of operations. Next, similarly, one more I'm going to developing here. This time arrow functions, immediate invoking arrow functions. That's all. Just change the message. I'm immediate invoking arrow function. So immediate execution function expression, immediate execution arrow functions. Same. This is calling and remaining is the developmentation. So both functions are responded, sir, and we have the output from this one. If I want, if I want to pass the data, sir, or if you want to supply the parameters, sir, yes, that is also possible, sir. Suppose add of 10 comma 20. An actual function is this one. Actual function this one. Add of 10 comma 20. Add means, sir, already developed function. Now instead of already developed function, what I'm doing, sir, here and I'm just taking some arrow key. This is actually in this place, we have to get a name of the function or reference variable. So instead of reference variable on the spot, I developed the function. It takes two arguments and returns that one also. Instead of returning, I'm going to writing printing statement. So document dot write followed by sum is comma x plus y. Without parameters and this is with parameters. This is my function calling. These two parameters are received by this one, performing the operations and come out. Whenever it is going to coming out, sir, this function deleted from the memory. This function deleted from the memory. But previous all examples, functions are stored in the memory permanently up to end of the your program. So here is the sum. Conclusions are on the spot developing the functions, executing and deleting from the memory. This is called as instant operations. Instant operations. Advantage, sir. Use and throw. Use and throw. Previous examples, use and keep it. Use and keep it, previous examples. This one is use and throw operations. And next one more new feature related to arrays, functions, sorry. Arrow functions are the new features, and I already said that. And I'm going to introducing one more new feature also. It's called as rest parameters. Rest parameters. And one more operator also introducing, sir. We know already 11th operator. Yesterday array operator also we used that one. Now today one more new operator is coming. That is 3 dots. One more operator, that is the 3 dot. The 3 dots is called as the rest operator. 3 dots is called as the rest operator. So what is the purpose are intended to define the parameters. Purpose is to define the parameters. So if you define any parameter with a dot, 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 that is called as the rest parameter. Rest parameter. Your parameter name before we have to use the 3 dots. 3 dots is one of the operator in JavaScript. Name is rest operator. User for defining of the parameters. So after defining of the parameter, it becomes as a rest parameter. What is the difference, sir? Already we worked with parameters last session, sir. Normal parameters can handle only one value, but rest parameters, they can handle n number of values. Normal parameter, they can handle only one value, sir, but rest parameter, they can handle n number of values. And another information, rest is the unary operator. Dot, 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 dot is the unary operator. Unary operator. And moreover, it is a prefix operator. Unary as well as the prefix. So unary in the sense operator one side a variable allowed. Prefix in the sense, sir, left side only we have to use. మనకి ప్లస్ ప్లస్ ఆల్సో యూనరీ ఆపరేటర్ సార్. ఇఫ్ యూ రిమెంబర్ దట్ plus plus is also unary operator, but plus plus we can use in the prefix and as well as the suffix also. And before after both cases we can use, but res parameter before the parameter allowed, after the parameter not allowed. That is I said prefix operator, unary plus prefix both. And it is one of the new operators, sir. JavaScript new feature, nothing but an ECMAScript feature. First, I'm developing a function without any rest parameters, regular parameters. Then I'll convert into rest parameter. So function followed by sum of x comma y comma, okay, x, y. Wait. So this is a normal function, sir. Normal function in the sense rest normal parameters. But function I developed in the form of expressional. Now my function it takes the two arguments. The two arguments of sum it is going to returns. My function takes the two arguments and finding the sum of two arguments in returns. Up to now it is okay, but while calling we'll get the problems slowly. So first I'm calling that function with the two arguments or two parameters. So sum of 11 comma 33 line break. First calling, and again second calling, sum of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more call and one more call, sum of 12. And one more call, sum of nothing. So developed is only one function, but calling 4 times, no problem, reusability. Functions 100% reusability. Then what is the problem here, sir? Function defined with the two parameters. Function developed with two parameters. But while calling of the function, sometimes we supplied the two parameters, sometimes we supplied the 9 parameters, sometimes different. Like for function developmentation, calling both not matching. Both are not matching. Both are not matching. Then what happens? Still system calling your functions are no problem. Still it is calling your function, but with some wrong outputs. First call success and perfect output answer is 44. This is call goes to this one. Value of x is 11. Value of y is 33. So 11 plus 33, it returns the 44. No problem. And second call, sir, I'm calling with the 9 values. Function goes to here. But what is the value of x? Value of x. I'm asking you only. Value of x. Huh? Okay, sir. This is rest parameter. I'm defining the function with one rest parameter with the dot 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 n. Now this n, they can handle all these values. N, they can handle all these values, no problem. And inside that, how many values n is received, that all values I'm going to finding the sum and displaying the results. How, sir? Like this, defining some local variables. Let total equals to 0. Let it total equals to 0. Next one, I, some supporting variable, I. No need, just total enough. Next, I'm extracting the data from this n parameter. How many is available inside that one? And we are going to finding the sum of one by one, one by one. So for that, I'm writing here a small for loop. I equals to 0. I equals to 0. I is less than n dot length and I plus plus. The n parameter inside, how many values are available? Rotate that number of times this loop. Do rotate that number of times this loop. And every time rotation, what happening, sir? And so total plus equals to n of I. Total plus equals to n of I. This is. Otherwise, we can do yesterday's concept, callback operations also. Callback operations also possible here. So this is simple for loop. This for loop is collecting the one by one value from this n, and whatever the value it is collected, that value we are going to finding the total here. But what is the data of n, sir? How many parameters you supplied here? That number of values are storing in this n. How, sir, one parameter can manage these number of values, sir? They uses internally arrays. A rest parameter using internally arrays, or it is taking the support of arrays. In background, what happens at this n? Background, this is happens. So n is creating like this. But if you supply the 9 values, sir, n created the 9 cells like this. In background activity, I'm showing that one. Based on the this call. Based on this call. So the indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. The background activity, not foreground activity. And what are the values you supplied? The values are stored here. So pink color is your data. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is this one. What this for loop is doing, sir, and collecting the one by one from this array and finding the sum. So whenever the sum completed, sir, I'm returning that value. Return followed by total. But what is the advantage of this rest parameter, sir? How many values you supplied, that number of values answer, I'll return it. So if you pass the 7 values, sir, 7 values answer comes. If you pass the 2 values, sir, 2 values answer only it will comes. If you are not sending any data, sir, answer 0. When you are not passing any data, answer is 0. This is output. First one, 2 values, 11 and 33. Second one, 9 values, 1 to 9, 45 correct. Third one, 12. Answer also 12. Last one, I am not supplied any data, sir. So answer is 0. Normal parameter to rest parameter, this is difference. Normal parameter can handle only one value, but rest parameter can handle any number of values without length restriction. without a count restriction. If you want to develop the function, then use this res parameter. So one of the new feature of the JavaScripts are this one. Like that, one more new feature is available. It is called as the default parameters. Well, parameters concept, but this time is called as the default parameters. Parameters, res parameters, default parameters. In parameters, three flavors. So now I'm going to starting default parameters. Old feature and new feature, sir. New feature, sir. It is also default parameters also new feature only. What is the meaning of default parameters, sir? Initialization. Parameters, initialization. Suppose I'm developing one function here, arrow. Expression also we can use, sir. But last example expression I used together. So this example change it to arrow function. And both getting the practice. That is the only meaning. So add followed by x comma y. And inside that one, return followed by x plus y plus z. And close this. Sorry. This is a small arrow function. But what is the functioning of this? If you want to get the proper result, compulsory you have to supply the three values. Below three values, you are not getting output, sir. Above three values also not getting output. What it shows, sir? Wrong outputs are showing. It just shows the wrong output. Example, you take the same data set, sum of 2, sum of 3, and sum of 1. Second call will get the right answer. First call, wrong call will get the nans. One, two, three cases, 6 answer perfect. Remaining all are the nans. Why nans, sir? We are not supplied the sufficient data. We are not passing the complete data. Or why nan comes, sir? And whenever you are not giving the data, default value undefined is available. With that undefined, if you perform any calculation, final answer is the nan only. So the regular parameters. These regular parameters I'm converting into default parameters. But I'm not using any defaults, sir. Now I'm converting into default parameters. Initializing the parameters with a certain value. Initializing the parameter with a certain value. It's called as default parameters. Simply parameter initialization. Long back, we worked with variable initialization, sir. Now like that, parameter initialization. So setting the default values to parameters is called as default parameters. Or initializing the parameters to some value is called as default parameters. Which value we can set it, sir? Your interest, sir. As per my program requirement, I am taking the 0. If you are not interested 0, sir, you can take 10, you can take 20, you can take 30. Based on your need. And so I'm performing the addition operations. My additions related 0 is useful for me. So I'm taking zeros. And 0 useful for me, I'm taking zeros. But now what happens, sir? Previously, what are the wrong answers we got it? Now all are getting the perfect answer. First answer is 44, second answer is 6, and third answer is the 12. So What is this default value meaning, sir? Every parameter, initially they have some value. Every parameter, initially they have some value. And when you are supplying the data, these values are replaced with your data. Suppose this is my first call going on here. X value 0 is there, sir. 0 replaces with 1. Y value 0 is there, sir. It is replaced with 2. Z value 0 is there, sir. That is replaced with 3. Now finding the x plus y plus z. 1 plus 2 plus 3. Answer is 6. Next is second call, sir. This time I'm calling with the 2 values. Oh, gone. And x value, sir. X value replaces with 11. Y value replaces with 22. Z value, I'm not passed anything, sir. They'll continues with 0. So the default value of Z is 0. If user not passing any data, they'll continues the programming with 0. Now what is the calculation, sir? 11 plus 22 plus 0. Answer is 33. Perfectly it will comes. Similarly, one more call. Again, I'm calling here, sir. How many I'm passing here values and only one value. So that one value is received by the Y 12. Sorry, X. X value is 12. And what is the Y value, sir? Still it is 0. Z value, sir. Still it is 0. Now calculations are 12 plus 0 plus 0. Answer is 12. So nance we can stop. So default values purpose words are into default parameters. This stops the undefineds. Whenever the undefined it stops, automatically nance also going to stopping. Whenever you stop the undefined, automatically it is going to stopping the nance. So if you want to prevent the undefineds and nance and go for the default values. So another way of explanation, while calling of the function, if user not passed any data, system continues with the default values. System will continues with the default values. And default values compulsory integer only, yes, sir. No, sir, not only integer. You can take any other data type also, no problem. Instead of zeros or numbers, you can take strings also. You can take Boolean values also, nulls. Any data types we can use. At a concept addition, so I'm taking zeros. If any other logic available, sir, you can go for other values also, no problem. Next. Is it compulsory to initialize all parameters as well? No, sir, it's not compulsory to initialize all parameters. Initialization order is right to left order. Initialization order is right to left order. And if you want to initialize the parameters, starts right side and move towards to the left side. How much distance, sir? Your interest. Start from here, move to this direction. So how many values you want to initialize? Your choice. But your journey should be starts from the right side and move towards to the left side. And if starting assigning the values, you must be start with the right side. First give the right side parameter and then give the before that and then give the before that. Like that, how much distance you require, that much of distance. And randomly, we should not use that. I said clearly, you must be travel in the right to left order. The rule. If you are not followed this one, sir, again you will get the answers nance. So what are the valid combination? What is the invalid combination, sir? I completely in your documentation available, sir. So once refer that one. These are the functions related operations. Functions named functions, expressional functions, arrow functions, immediate invoking functions, function with rest parameters, function with default parameters. If I interested, can I use all these combinations as sir? I already used it here. A combination, if you observe, arrow function with default. Previous one, expression function with rest parameters. I already followed combinations, sir. If you need any more combinations, you can try yourself. System supporting, no problem. But the syntax should be the proper. Mm. Next, functions related operations completed, sir. So we get back to our Saturdays where we stopped that one. So Saturday session, I completed about the loops. All the three loops I completed. The loops related small points available that I'm going to showing. One is continue. Second one is the break. Continue and break. So what is these two, sir? Actually, continue, break, plus our yesterday onwards, what we are using, return. And all these three are called as the unconditional statements. All these three is called as unconditional statements. A Thursday session or Friday session, we discussed already that one. So return, we use it in functions. Now I'm going to using these two. Returns outside the functions not possible, sir. No use, sir. It is only for supported functions only. So unconditional statements, one completed return, remaining two how they are functioning, I'm going to show you. So what is the use of continue, sir? Continue used to skip some of the iterations. Continue statement used to skip some of the iterations. Recently we completed the loops. This is iteration number one. So this is iteration number one, and this is iteration number two, and this is iteration number three. Like that, iterations are going on one by one, one by one. So in this iteration process, some of the iterations I want to skip, sir, and I don't want some iterations. Yes, we can skip it by using the break and continue. Suppose fourth iteration started. Fourth iteration just started. Whenever it is started, the fourth iteration, sir, I want to apply the continue. What happens now, sir? Without completing the fourth iteration, it directly jumps to fifth iteration. Fourth iteration, sir, just started but not functioning. So why, sir? I applied the continue statement. Here I applied the continue statement. So continue, what is the meaning, sir? Current iteration, it is skipped. It skips the execution of the current iteration, or it jumps some iterations. That is we called as a jumping statement also. But how many times loop rotated, sir? 5 times loop rotated. But how many times steps executed, sir? 4 times the steps executed because one iteration not completed. One iteration is not completed. So loop is going on like this. If you need any jumping like this, then go for continue. Again, if you need any jumping like this, go for the continue. So this is continue, this is continue. But what about the break, sir? Break also same thing, sir, but a small special impact that one. So loops rotating like this, first iteration, second iteration. Whenever the third iteration is started, whenever the third iteration started, I just applied the break. What happens, sir? It stops the whole loop. It stops the whole loop. Or it stops the complete block. A curly brackets block available. No? The whole block it is stopped and then coming out. So continue stops, break also stops. But continue stops only one iteration. But break is stops the all iterations are remaining part of the loop. So terminating the loop and jumping out. This one is terminating the loop and jumping out. This one is terminating the current iteration only, terminating the current iteration only and jumping to the next iteration. So difference between the continue and the break. And can we use this continue and break anywhere in any part of the program, sir? No, sir. Some guidelines available, restrictions also available. Example, suppose break available. Where we can use the break, sir? Break and you can use in for loop, while loop, do while loop, do while loop, as well as the switch case, as well as the switch case. And inside the if condition, we should not use the break. If conditions not supports the break. Forcefully, if you write the break statement inside the if, sir, you'll get the syntax error. Break not supported by the if condition. Next one, sir, continue statement. Continue statement. So where we can use this continue statement, sir? Only loops supported. Even switch also not supported the continue. So if switch. Maybe actual possible things, sir. Now I'm going to striking out. If not supported, if not supported, switch not supported. Right. Strictly we have to follow, sir, this one. Not followed, sir. Nothing else. Syntax errors. Simple thing. So break loop supported, switch supported. If not supported. Continue loops only supported. If not supported, switch also not supported. So don't write the nodes, running nodes. When I'm asking questions, single answer also don't give. Sigundal when we are answering any questions until no, nil answering. Huh? We are feeling we are genius. One running point, single point also not writing. I'm writing a small program here for demonstration of the continue. N equals to plus prompt of enter n value or enter any number. Previously, loops we all designed with uh, 1 to 20 or 20 to 1. Previous three examples, what I shown, all those are all coming with 1 to 20 and 20 to 1. And now I'm going to designing 1 to n, starting with 1 no, ending with the user given value, ending with the user given value. So this is the small for loop here. For followed by let I equals to 1, I is less than or equals to n, and I plus plus. I equals to 1, I less than or equals to n, I plus plus, curly brackets, and inside that one, document dot write followed by print I value, print I value. Now it prints all numbers between the 1 to n. Without skipping any number, it prints all the numbers between the 1 to n. Center any number, suppose 20, 1 to 20. Enter any number 5, 1 to 5. Enter any number 500. So 1 to 500. What is the special, sir? No special, sir. We want to introduce now. But when I'm going to printing something number like this, sir, 1 to n, no, n value is 30. But in this series, some numbers I want to skip. Some numbers I don't want to print it. Then we can take the support of continue. Some numbers I don't want to print it, sir. So then you can take the support of continue. Which numbers, sir? Your wish. Any number we can skip. Any number of values also we can skip. Suppose I'm going to taking all four multiples. And this one, this one, this one, this, this, and this. That numbers I don't want to print it, sir. No problem. Comes to the for loop, a small if condition. Reasons are sometimes we want to print the numbers, sometimes we don't want to print the numbers. When you want to print the number, when you want to skip the number, decision making required. So if condition, if n percentage 4, if n percentage 4 equals to 0. So divide the n value with 4. Divide the n value with 4. If the remainder is equals to 0, then what to do, sir? You can just write the continue. Whenever I value dividing successfully with 4, then continue. Continue in the sense, the particular round it skips. A particular iteration, that skips and move to the next operation. Because simply if you want to say that, whenever this condition true, then it is not printing the value. Whenever this condition is true, then it is not printing the value. Remaining cases, it's printing the value. So give the same 30, sir. This is all four multiples. All four multiples are skipped here. Remaining values are complete. So how many times loop rotated, sir? Loop rotated 30 times. Loop rotated 30 times. But how many times program is successfully completed, sir? Until not 30 times. Total iterations 30 times. In that successfully executed iterations, not 30, sir, below 30. How many, sir? Ante maybe 22 అనుకుంటా, I think. 4, 12, 16, 20, 28. 23 times. 23 times. So total number of iterations 30, but logic is executed iterations are only 23. So 7 times it is skipped the loop. 7 times they skipped the loop. 7 skips available. Remaining 23 times your loop is going to execute it successfully. In the same place, if I write the break, sir, in the same place, if I write the break, sir, 3 and above the 3, 3 and above the 3. If your input is 3 or above the 3, if you give any value, answer is 1, 2, 3 only. So I given 555, sir. Answer 1, 2, 3. I given 10, sir. Answer 1, 2, 3. I given 1 lakh, sir. Answer 1, 2, 3. 3 or above 3, if you give anything, sir, answer 1, 2, 3 only. Because whenever you touch the 4, whenever you touch the 4, what I said, sir, stop the whole loop, not iteration. It stops the complete loop and jump out. So if your input is 3 or up to n, answer is only 1, 2, 3 only. So because next number 4, if condition matching, I said that break the loop. So continue to break, difference is that one, sir. Break is impacted to the total loop, but continue is impacted to only the particular round only. So it stops the only one iteration at a time, but it stops the whole loop at a time. So while performing of iteration operations, so if you want to skip anything, then you can go for the continue. If you want to stop all the things suddenly, then you can go for the break. Yes, sir. I said we can't use inside the if. I'm not using inside the if. I use it inside the loop. Not visible as screen. No? I use it inside the loop. Hmm. And the next one, decision making over loops. We know already an idea. How to develop the functions also we know. Operators, so data types, all these are all over, sir. But we'll do one small thing, sir. With these all the topics knowledge, we'll try to solve the small problems in JavaScript and moreover with the HTML combination. So already 30 examples completed, sir, in JavaScript, but I never used any HTML in JavaScript. 30 examples exactly over. In these all these 30 examples, I purely focused on or completely focused on JavaScript. HTML either just for formality, this tag I'm using on there. So data taking from JavaScript only, input values, outputs also coming from JavaScript only. That is not good enough for us. So we should practice with combination of HTML. Awareness campaign completed కాబట్టి we'll go for HTML and we'll solve the little bit of small problems. First I'm going to performing. I already executed కదా sir. 2-3 times executed కదా. You can observe, you can identify, madam, where I'm writing, try to identify yourself. We know already HTML kada. HTML completed. Hmm? HTML completed already. JavaScript 30 examples completed already. Tag we are writing under head of body. You have to identify yourself. The very first small program I'm going to solving, sir. What is that, sir? Finding the sum of two numbers. Sum of two numbers, nothing special. We are taking the input two values from the user through HTML and finding the sum of the two numbers and displaying the result through HTML. That is the concept here. Small heading also here. So finding sum of two numbers. Input data we should take from the users. That is also house current in the proper way. And the proper way is nothing but an compulsory HTML is required. So users given data in HTML and that data we want to use in the JavaScript. Reasons are, we know very well, sir, designing part is coming from HTML, coding part is coming from the JavaScript. So page designed in HTML, data entered in HTML page, but logics are available in the JavaScript. So JavaScript should collect the data from HTML pages and substituting in the program. So first we are designing the small HTML page for taking input values from the user. The very first is label, enter first number, line break. Next input to type equals to text, ID equals to first number and line break. Next once again label, second number and once again input to type equals to text, ID equals to second num and line break. So two labels and two text boxes, both are completed here. And then button heading is addition, button close. Heading of the button is addition and button close. So the initial designing here, not complete program, initial design. Now user filling the details here and they're going to clicking on this button. Whenever they click on this button, we want to run some logic. We want to run some code that is through JavaScript. So whenever they click on the button, I want to run the logic. So we should implement on click and function names are. Function name is addition. The name of the function is addition. So where is this addition, sir? Not developed, sir. We have to develop. Pending. Because HTML not completed. HTML code completed, then we'll start the JavaScript portion. So whenever you click on this button, it's going to calling the addition. What is this addition, sir? A function. What is function, sir? Yesterday that only we discussed, Amma. So how many times you click on this button, that number of times the function is going to executing. Next, after the button, uh, I want to write a small thing, sir. Small question, HTML related. If I want to print or if I want to display JavaScript results within the same page, JavaScript results within the same page, which tag is required? Huh? JavaScript results I want to display within the same pages. So which tag is required? 10 numbers I'm counting. Within 10 numbers, I need the answer. Hmm? Otherwise, all of you. One script tag. Two, three, four, five. Linka. Huh? Huh? iframe. Huh? And then how many numbers completed? Seven gada. Seven. Question what amma? Tag. So your answer must be in tag only. And then 8 aini anukunta. 8, 9, 9.3 inline tag. Is there any inline tag in HTML? Inline is not tag name, it is a category. 9.6, 9.9, 10. Time over. Hmm? So small treatment for you. What they given answers we'll see later. Hmm? Hmm. You subjected on the careless and uh, time over. Now answers not acceptable. Hmm? Uh, you all are stand up, Amma. Except the three goals remaining. You three sit. Mm. Next one, red shirt next to white shirt to except those. Answer is output tag. So why those aren't? They said output tag and answer. These also said output tag answer. Uh, Answer is output tag. One of the HTML new tag, semantic tag of the HTML as well as the new tag of the HTML output. Right. Now got it? Feelings different, reality is different. Whenever we feel I know everything, sir, because these type of incidents are happens. Everybody feeling that only. Ah. But once comes to the working, difference is available. Hmm? Anchor tag. Hold the anchor tag, put in your friend pocket. Huh? Document dot get element by method. Fold the document dot element to put in the fan pocket. Okay, na? Hmm. Rishu Kumar correct output tag. Remaining all answers wrong. online also, but I can't do anything online. Huh? Hmm? Leave it. Script tag what, sir? Script tag, the output tag. So I'm going to using one output tag here. ID equals to res, or you can take output shortcut to op, and output tag is close. An empty output tag. This output tag generally we use it for displaying of the results within the same page. I already explained in HTML this concept as a new feature of the HTML. New features you have to remember kadama. Why the careless? And next time starting the script tag, sir. Script tag inside, we are developing the function. The name of the function is output tag. Name of the function is, sorry, addition. Function addition. Which functions are? Named function. Can I write the expression functions as sir? Yes, sir. Expressions, arrows, anything we can write. Initially, I started the named function. And inside the function, I'm defining three variables. Let x comma, y comma, res. Any special, sir? Yes, sir. Sorry. Saturday session. I introduced one type of variables is called as the block level variables. Previous all examples we worked with the global variables. Now pending one model, sir, that is local variables. That also I'm introducing. Local variables. Sorry, local variables yesterday explained already. All completed. Local variables. Yesterday I already given explanations and information about this. So variables related, all information is over. Variables we can define in the open script tag. It is called as the global variables. Variables we can define inside the function. It is called as the local variables. Variables we can define inside the block. As a block level variable. Block level variable, function level variable, global variables. Inside the script, inside the function, inside the block. So your previous all examples are the first model. Saturday's examples are the second model. Saturday examples are the block level, especially for loop examples. And yesterday's all examples I used the local variables inside the function. What is the special of these, sir? No special, sir. These variables we can use inside the function only. Or these variables we can access within this function only. Once if we come out of the function, these variables are destroyed. Whenever the function whenever the function is executed, whenever the function starts the operations, these variables memory allocated. Whenever the function started the execution, these variables memory allocated. Whenever the function completed, sir, these variables are destroyed. And indirectly, how much time this function is running, that much of time your local variables are available in memory block. Same point to Saturday session, what we discussed, sir. How much time your loop is executed, that much of time your block level variables are available. Remember a Saturday explanation? For loops inside, I defined one variable also. So how much time your loop is executed, sir? That much of time your variable is available. This one, how much time your function is executing, that much of time it is available. Next one, sir, program. This is program begins and this is program ends. How much time your program is executing, that much of time memory is available. That is called as the global. So one is the curly brackets block, One is the whole function, one is the whole program. Three scopes of the variables. Hmm. Next one, sir. Data collection. What is this data collection, sir? JavaScript inside data not available. JavaScript should go to the HTML program. The text boxes are there. So they should be collect the data from the text boxes. How, sir? By using ID in HTML, I covered that point. JavaScript, they want to access the HTML tags data. They have to use the ID attribute. ID attribute. So what is my ID, sir? First number, second number, and this is OP. So first num dot value, first num dot value. What it is doing, sir? It collects the data from the text box and stores into your X variable. Only this part, sir, data collection, and get the data from my HTML tags. Which tags, sir? Whose ID is first number? Whose ID is first number? The tag data it is collecting here. But data is comes in which format, sir? String format, sir. Data comes in string format. So parsing is required. Similarly, y equals to plus second num dot value. Y equals to plus second num dot value. What is happening, sir? It is collecting the data from the second text box, and storing the value into y variable. At the time of storing, it is using the parsing also. Compulsory as are parsing. Yes, sir. Reason, all these are the text boxes. These all are the text boxes. If you type any data inside that, they comes in the mode of text, nothing but an strings. So parsing mandatory. Next one, res equals to x plus y. Res equals to x plus y. So finding the sum of two numbers and then display the result. What are the options to display the results, sir? We have the different options to display the results. One by one, I'm going to writing, sir. One is document dot write followed by sum is res. This is one option. If you are not interested, this one, sir. Alternative available. Console.log followed by sum is res. This also I'm not interested, sir. One more option is there. What is that, sir? Alert. Alert followed by sum is res. Already these all are we worked, sir. This also, if I'm not interested, then we have the one more option, output tag. So empty output tag is there, sir, and you can display the data in this empty output tag. How, sir? OP dot value equals to sum is res. I'm assigning the data to output tag. But you said that few minutes back it is data collecting, sir. Simple formula, sir. ID dot value. Any HTML tag ID dot value. If I use like that, I'm collecting the data. I'm collecting the data. If I use ID dot value equals to, I'm assigning the data. So ID dot value equal left side available or right side available, observe it. ID dot value equal right side available, sir, or only ID dot available. I'm gathering the data. ID dot value after equal is there. I'm assigning the data to the tag. I'm displaying the data to tag. So this is data collecting from the tag. This is data giving to the tag. So this is your HTML tag come element. So this one, sir, collecting the data. This one, sir, giving the data. That is just a symbol. Observe the symbol ante. Now go and test it. 100, 200, add. This is answer. Add. This is answer. Bottom only will get the answer. So 12, 36. Add. 126, 347. Add. Points, sir. Yes, we can give points also, no problem. 31.11. By chance, if I given Ram, sir, I already explained, sir, NAN. Last week we discussed at that point. If you perform the calculations on invalid data, type or data, 100% the result is NAND. It is our actual concept. Previous all programs are awareness campaigns. Actually, programs we have to design like this. Page should design in HTML. Coding support you have to take from the JavaScript. So when this JavaScript is executing surrender, if any event triggered by the user, event, if event is triggered by the user, then this JavaScript is responding and showing the results. So for that, functions are compulsory required. 80% we are using functions only, but 20% inline script we are going to using. Like that, maximum functions are required, sir. అది వచ్చి functions అంటే depends upon your intention. Sometimes named functions using, sometimes expressions using, sometimes arrows also using. But overall, functions are compulsory. Mm. Okay, remaining things we'll see on tomorrow's session. Thank you all.